Hi everyone, and welcome to Jane Talks Buffy, where I'll be talking about and reviewing all the episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer in order. Today, I'm looking at Season 6, Episode 13, Dead Things. We begin the episode with Buffy and Spike having sex, again, which turns into a conversation, which is nice until he calls her an animal, and then she admits she only likes him sometimes, and then handcuffs get involved, moving swiftly on. The trio unpack in their new hideout, but Jonathan and Andrew start fighting until Warren tells them his latest invention is ready, and Jonathan sprinkles glitter on a green walnut, which charges the thing. The device will apparently turn any woman into a sex slave, ew, and into the credits we go. Tara meets Buffy at work to hang out. Hey look, Buffy is no longer a trainee! And she tells Tara about Spike's chip not working on her and asks about the resurrection spell. Tara says she didn't come back wrong, but Buffy asks her to look into the spell anyway, while Warren and his obvious spy equipment go fishing for victims, until he comes across Katrina, who understandably tells him to piss off. She's still mad about the whole April almost killing her thing and tries to get away, but Warren Men in Blacks her, which hypnotizes her.
I love you, Master.
Ew, gross. Buffy gets home to dancing, but don't worry, Sweet's not back. And then Dawn goes to stay at Janice's, which Willow checked out to avoid another all the way situation. The trio celebrate acquiring their new toy, and Warren says he's going first, so aggressively makes out with Katrina, but in the midst of it all, she comes too and kicks his butt. Andrew tries to use the hypno ball on her again, but it shorts out, and she is furious, yelling at them for attempted R-word, threatening to have them all locked up. She fights her way out, scratching Warren's face in the process, so he hits her with a bottle, which kills her, causing the other two to freak out, and Warren to claim they're all culpable.
We have to get rid of it.
Jonathan can't magic away something that big, and anything Andrew could summon would eat them too. So they want to turn themselves in, but Warren says they can blame it on Buffy, who is looking real nice at the bronze, while Xander and Anya dance. Willow joins in with the dancing, while Buffy goes up on the balcony, joined by Spike, who creeps at her, shagging her in public while telling her she belongs in the shadows. A scene Sarah Michelle Gellar was not comfortable with because it went against Buffy's character. But wait a handful of episodes and this moment won't seem all that bad. The next day, Tara and Willow run into each other, which is a little awkward, but Willow says she's a month magic free, although Buffy is never around.
Well, I'm glad you're doing better.
And that night, Buffy and Spike stroke a door before Buffy chases down a demon who vanishes. She comes across Katrina cowering on the ground, while the trio whisper all around her. And then Spike appears. They're surrounded by demons, then they're alone, then the demons are back, Spike gets punched by Buffy, Katrina cries on the ground, the demons attack again, then they're gone, then they're back, and Buffy accidentally punches Katrina down a hill, leaving Spike to kill the demons.
She's dead. I killed her.
Katrina watches the scene from the bushes as Buffy freaks out, so Spike drags her away, saying he'll deal with the problem. And Katrina returns to the van, transforming back into Jonathan. Buffy has a restless night with sexy times intercut with flashes of Katrina, so she goes to see Dawn to tell her she loves her and explains what happened and says she's going to turn herself in.
Donnie, I have to.
Dawn freaks out over the consequences and says she doesn't want to be around, so she should just go. And as she approaches the police station, Spike stops her and says he took care of the body, but nope, the police found her body anyway. Buffy insists on turning herself in, but Spike doesn't want her to.
I love you.
No, you don't.
So they get into a fight, which is a great foundation for any healthy relationship. And Spike says she saved countless lives, so one loss doesn't make a difference, before she pounds his face into the pavement. With Spike too injured to stop her, Buffy goes into the station, but upon hearing the victim's name, she leaves, where she tells the others that Warren is to blame. Speaking of, Warren is gleeful about what they've done, and Andrew thinks it's cool, but Jonathan is unsure about the whole thing. And Tara tells Buffy there's nothing wrong with her. Her resurrection probably just confused Spike's chip. But Buffy isn't happy with this answer and wants her to look again. Tara is confused as Buffy breaks down and confesses what's been going on.
Oh, really?
But says he helped a lot and it doesn't matter if she loves him or not. However, Buffy says it's not okay that she's using him and cries into Tara's lap. Ooh, Okay then. On the surface, this episode is about toxic relationships, how badly people treat one another, and you always hurt the one you love. But dig a little deeper and it's so much more than that. You know how I feel about Spike and Buffy's relationship, and I hate Warren. He's so creepy and nasty. So let's check back in on Dawn, who's dropping back and forth. I know teenagers have mood swings, but this is so jarring and unbalances the character growth she gained during her time being sought after by Glory. I get what they're going for with Dawn, but her snapping and stomping off does nothing but make her annoying, while the calmer conversation she had with Buffy before she went to Janice's, where she said she wasn't going to stay at home because Buffy had been so absent lately that she'd grown to assume it as standard, speaks so many more volumes. While Once More with Feeling looked at the story so far, this episode sets up so much stuff to come while harkening back to episodes several seasons ago, so I'll try and pick through it all. Buffy has been turning into Faith for quite some time now. There have been sprinkles of it throughout the seasons, especially Buffy being hungry and or horny after patrolling, but this episode completes her transformation. This episode mirrors the events of Bad Girls and especially Consequences down to some of the dialogue, with Buffy accidentally killing someone, or thinking she did, like Faith did to Alan Finch. Both freaking out about it, both having someone trying to tell them how to handle it, both having someone take care of the body, and both bodies still being discovered. The difference is Buffy wanted to turn herself in, and it was Spike who mirrored Faith's speech about one dead person not tipping the scales of all the people they've managed to save. So in that regard, the Slayer part of Buffy is turning into Faith, while her morals as a person still come through, which were mirrored by Faith back in the episode Who Are You? Buffy and Faith both have a complete freak out as they battle with their morals and identity and act very violently towards what they perceive to be the cause of their problems. Spike for Buffy and Faith for Faith. This may be why I don't hate Faith as much when she returns in season 7. Buffy has been slowly turning into her, which reduces the difference between their characters, which softens the blow by the time we get to season 7. We have a couple of lines repeated here. Buffy says, "Dawny, I have to," which is exactly what she said before sacrificing herself to save Dawn, back in The Gift. And Spike and Buffy's "I love you, no you don't" will be reversed in the series finale, which we will revisit once we get there. We also have a foreshadowing item of clothing, as the jacket Willow wears when she bumps into Tara is the same one she will wear as Dark Willow, hinting at Tara being the catalyst for her shift to the dark side. Speaking of Tara, I love that she's the first person Buffy tells about her relationship with Spike and confides in her, once again an outsider Scooby. And a good choice, as she's the sweetest and least judgmental of everyone. And she really does help Buffy by being honest. It doesn't really matter if she loves Spike or not, it's okay. Tara's outlook on their relationship is honestly the only good thing about it. Now let's move on to the trio, and we all know Warren is a scumbag, so it's no surprise what he ends up doing later in the season. But it's Jonathan and Andrew's behaviour that is interesting. Both boys freak out when Warren kills Katrina, but over the course of the episode, Andrew comes to terms with and even revels in getting away with murder, while Jonathan is never okay with it, probably a reflection of how much he went through in the earlier seasons, and the reason why Warren and Andrew ditch him to leave him to take the fall in Seeing Red. Finally, I want to talk about Xander and Anya. They're so cute in this episode, dancing and having fun. And I know the groundwork has been laid for their relationship to fail, but I wish it didn't. Every single relationship in the show ends in heartbreak or tragedy, but that's not realistic. Not all relationships end that way. Some stand the test of time, and I wish Xander and Anya's was one of them. We have 4 deaths. 1 human, poor Katrina, who's been through hell, killed by Warren, and 3 Rasundi demons, killed in the Wibbly time fight, with Spike breaking one's neck, Buffy breaking one's back, and then Spike killed another by punching through its chest, which brings our running total to 5 humans, 19 vampires, and 19 demons. So there you have it. That was Dead Things. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, or come say hi on social media. If you enjoyed this video, then please hit that like button, it really does mean a lot, or consider subscribing if you want to be sired by my channel. Alternatively, feel free to check out my other YouTube channels. Thank you so much for watching, I'll speak to you soon, and don't let the vampires bite.